been amazing. We just want you guys to feel, you know, so many of you are new, or maybe you're not new, but some of you just have gotten started in the last couple of weeks, and all you've really known are Zoom meetings, and you haven't had a chance to see everybody face to face and see the fire and the passion. And let me just tell you, I cannot wait until you get to, because it's just everything. It's everything. I want to share with you just a quick little bit about my story, not because this is about me, but because my story is just a testament to our system, to our business model, to the leadership of this company. And it's my favorite thing to talk about because it's really changed our life. You know, I was 22 when I was introduced to this business. I was a waitress. I had just graduated from school. I was waiting tables, but on the inside, I was so desperate to just, I wanted to be like discovered. Any of you ever feel that way? I just wanted to be somebody so bad. I had all these big goals and all of these dreams, but I was really lost. I didn't have direction. I'm very much like a planner. Anybody do really good with the plan? Like school, I was really good at school, not because I'm smart, but because they give you a syllabus and they tell you, do these things. And I just felt like, okay, I could do these things. I could be coachable to a syllabus. And I learned that I got recognized when I did a good job. And I craved being seen and being known and being recognized. And so because of that, I just did a good job. But guess what? Then you graduate and there's no syllabus for life. And I don't know, maybe some of you were just born with this great vision, but I wasn't. I was like, there were a few things that I know for sure that I wanted to do. One, I knew life was a gift and I wanted to use the gift of life well. I wanted to live every day to the fullest. I wanted to use the gifts like I felt God gave me to like do something great. I wanted to be significant. I knew for a fact that I wanted to be in control of my time and my income. Not that we really have control of much. I mean, if anything, this pandemic shows like you can have a good plan and plans fly out the window when like we're not really in control, if that makes sense. You're like, what are you saying? I don't know. Think about that. Just think about that. But I wanted to be in control of like the things that I could control. And in my family, it was very clear to me that there were business owners and that there were employees. And the business owners in my family, which were my parents and some of my aunts and uncles, they worked hard, but they had lifestyle. They could travel. They had freedom. The employees also seemed to work really hard, but they didn't have those things. And so I wanted to be able to make decisions in my life and not have another grown adult tell me when I could do something. And so all of that was inside me. And I knew I wanted to get married and have a family. And I used to think like, is it possible to be a woman and to be an amazing present mother and wife and still be a freaking kick butt like career woman, you know, and provide and make money from a very young age? I just loved making money. As soon as I could, I tried to figure out ways to sell stuff. I tried to, I babysat kids. I created a babysitters club. I just loved making money. And I just wanted the money I just wanted to keep all my money. And so I just had these dreams and I never knew like how I could achieve them. And then when I came to the BPM for the first time, I was one of the weird people that liked Mozone. Some of you don't even know what Mozone is because you haven't experienced it yet, but most people get freaked out by it because it's a little bit of a meet and greet and everybody's happy and smiling and shaking hands and people think, wow, everyone's so nice. Not everyone's this nice and excited at my job. This seems a little weird. But to me, I was like, I met my people. Like people are excited. They're happy. They have big dreams too. And I was excited by that. Okay, I got to work on me, right? As soon as you get in this business, you realize, oh, I got to work on me. But that's the best part of this business because this business turns you in to somebody that you're proud of. Because guess what? If you're going to have a whole bunch of money and you're going to be a leader with a really big team, it is the best, most fulfilling, yet demanding job in the whole world. Much like parenting. And so if you want to be really good at it, you're going to have to grow. And that, my friends, is the best part. And so you want to win in business, you got to have discipline. I'm just being real because I think it's important for you to know what it really takes to win. Let me ask you, do you think those gold medal Olympians, do you think they're casual? No, they're freaking training. Do you think those people that live on the beach on the sand, do you think they act the way everybody else acts? No, they work hard. But let me tell you, you don't have to work hard forever in this business. This business gives you a residual income where you work hard for a little bit. You lay down the track and then chugga, chugga, choo, choo. The train comes whistling through. And so you got to have discipline. You got to have a plan. And here's the thing. You can't always need someone to motivate you. You got to learn how to motivate yourself. You got to learn what fires yourself up. If that means you got a vision board in front of your computer while you're making calls so you can visualize your dream life, then that's what it takes. If that means you need a picture of your kids in front of you, knowing that you want to be the hero for them, then that's what it takes. But I promise you, this business gives you all of your dreams. I want to share some pictures just really, really quick. Our stories are powerful. I want to hear your story. The only way, though, a story is worth sharing is if you persevere and conquer and become victorious. The only movies worth watching are the ones who go through tough stuff and then they become victorious. But the other thing you need is mental and emotional toughness. Some of you have those winning habits, but man, you're not tough. You're still fearful. You're still scared to call people. You're still worried and fearful. I've been there. But let me tell you, when you call people, you're going to find the ones looking for you. When you call enough people, you're going to find the Kyles and the Brittany Farrigs and the Scott Maycorns, and you're going to find the ones who've been praying, and then you get to go be the most significant person in their life. That's significance. Way cooler than being a famous actress who's significant for a 2-hour period. Now, I'm not saying that I think actresses are great, but the only reason I'm comparing is because I used to think that was being significant. But I've realized that being significant is so much more than being a celebrity. It's really being in the trenches with somebody and believing in them long enough until they go change their own life. This is me and Adam when we first started at 22, our first big event. This was us making one of our first vision boards. And all of those things, almost all, because now our dreams have gotten bigger, have been accomplished on those things that we put in our vision board. This was our first little team when we hit SMD. This is our oldest daughter, Olive, when she was 6 months old. Man, this business you could bring, I've had 4 babies and kept making more money and kept getting promoted on my terms. Entrepreneurship is the only way, the best way to raise a family and still make a bunch of freaking money and put your kids first. This was the day I fired my boss. My boss at the restaurant, he found pleasure in making me feel small, really making everyone feel small. He didn't discriminate. In making everyone feel small. And I love the fact that when I fired my boss, I knew I was building a business where I never had to go back to somebody telling me what to do and when to do it. I never had to go back to somebody having their thumb on me. That look how happy I am. Oh man, I've thrown away my little server non-slip shoes to never smell them again. Woohoo! And then this was when we hit MVP as a CEO team. I remember watching Dana hit MVP and Coleman hit MVP and all of these leaders that I looked up to, just thinking like, I wonder if one day that could be me, if that could be us. And then doing it and seeing our teammates, like, look at this. You see Kyle and Andrew, Brittany and Daniel and Scott and Brittany. Look, they're all right next to us. Our closest friends in business, because we get to work alongside the best people. You get to work alongside the best people. We got to buy our first dream house. In our first vision board, we want to live near the beach in Redondo Beach. We live about 2 blocks away from the beach. Hey, we're still going to get closer. We want to be on the sand. This is our first dream home. This was Adam's dream car, a Tesla. If you want to have material things, you can have that. For me, reason number 8, my first business plan for Elite Circle was to send my kids to private school. So I searched up this was before I even had kids, searched up the best private school in Redondo Beach. My kids go to that school, you guys. You can design your life. You can have dreams and have intention. And And this business can give it to you. And there are so many times that I wanted to quit. And I'm so grateful for Christina Guevara and for Jamie Villalobos and for Sean Villalobos and for the people that continue to pour into me and build me up and give me a winning example. You have that here. You're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. You're never alone. And you get to travel. WFG forces you to travel. Those of you that work so hard, WFG is like, you got to take a break. You got to go experience life, and you got to bring all your kids with you, and we're going to pay for it. We're going to give you flights and a hotel and dream experiences, and your kids get to see. You guys, most kids see their parents work hard because it's just, you got to work in this life, right? But they don't always get to see the fruit. They see their parents working hard, but they don't get to travel the world and have these dream destinations. And WFG, Revolution Financial Management, delivers on all of its promises times 1,000. And you get to like take your kids with you, and they get to have big dreams. You could be somebody, you could be someone of significance. The first convention I went, I remember seeing them talk on stage and just think, I want one day to tell my story. But you have to have a story worth telling. And the only story worth telling is when you win. Is when you overcome, is when you develop winning habits and mental toughness, and you become a story worth sharing. It's no one wants to hear the story of average and ordinary, right? I realized I didn't want to just play a part in a movie of someone who was significant. I wanted to make a life worth making a movie about. That's freaking significant, and bring a whole bunch of people with me. My kids get to see, my daughters, I have 4 daughters. They get to see me speak on stage, influencing hundreds, thousands of people. And you know what? So because of that, they dream big. How can we tell our kids, go reach your dreams but we don't reach ours, right? We got to reach ours. Associations. Tony Robbins, Ed Milet, Magic Johnson, Grant Cardone. Jamie used to be a woman that I looked at and admired from afar. That now I've been able to travel the world with her. This looks like a Zoom background, but this is really a camel in Dubai that we got to ride. It was so awesome, and then you get to have the best associations. Making about $450,000 a year now, I make more than my friends. And it's easy for me to think, man, I'm doing pretty good. Then I hang out with Jamie and I'm like, dang, I got a lot more ways to go. Coleman and Jamie, they're all buying artwork in Dubai. I was like, I'm going to do the Rich Stalling plan, save my money, But here's the thing. Like, it's so important to have associations that keep you growing. In this life, we're not meant to coast. We're not meant to coast. We're human beings. As human beings, we're meant to continue to evolve, to continue to challenge ourselves. That's the fulfillment of life. That there's studies that fulfillment in life is tied to progress, right? You get to give back. It's really hard to give and be generous when you're just trying to pay the bills, when you're just trying to make ends meet. When we got to, they told us if you hit CEO, you get to be on the board of directors of the All for One Foundation with Jeff Levitan. And we got to, that was one of the big reasons why I want to be CEO, because they said, first, until you're CEO, you're just making ends meet, And now we get to not only give generously to causes that matter to us, but we get to have the time to go travel and meet these kids and bring them school supplies and bring them books and bring them toys and love on them and read with them. Man, it's the best feeling ever when you get to change your teammates' life, when you get to change your family's life, when you get to change your life, but then you get to do it even bigger and change the world. And it's not because of me, it's because of our system. It's because of our business model, you guys. We live in a country of unlimited opportunity. So why would we play small? Why would we limit the things we could do? Those of you that go, oh, I don't need a lot of money. You like talk about money. I don't need a lot of money. Great. Go make a whole freaking bunch of it and give it away. It only costs $7,000 to give a water well to a village in Africa who has no access to running water, and they will be able to have access to running clean water for the rest of their life for generations. It costs $7,000. Kyle and Hako made $46,000 in a day. That's a lot of water wells. So if money doesn't matter that much to you, great. You live in a country of unlimited opportunity, in a company with no glass ceiling. Go use the opportunity in front of you to change your clients' lives, your teammates' lives, your life, your family's life for generations, and then go change the world. That's being significant. That's contributing. That's being somebody. And you know what? You're never alone. You have a whole bunch of people that are going to cheer you on, that are going to pick you up if you're in a slump, that are going to not let you quit. Man, when Scott said she wouldn't let me quit, of course. To do what? You showed me something better? Fine. No one's done it so far. And so here's the thing. We have the best leadership.